Hello friends. So now we will see the schema-on-read ecosystem. We have already discussed the schema-on-write ecosystem. Schema-on-write is basically a structured ecosystem, but if we have unstructured data, like the data that is generated from the internet, from the social media, from various websites, or suppose you are querying on a LinkedIn website or any other website like Twitter. So it is not necessary that all the users on Twitter are active and they are regularly posting. So in that case, we have very unstructured data, and somewhere the data is more dense, somewhere it is not dense. So for this type of structure, we have to use the schema-on-read ecosystem. It's an alternative storage methodology that does not require schema before you can load the data. So you can store the data with minimum structure, and the essential schema is applied during the query phase. That means when there is a query for data, at that time, whatever required schema will be applied and the data will be displayed to the user. Okay, so let's see what are its benefits, what are its drawbacks. So first, let's go with the benefits. It provides flexibility to store unstructured, semi-structured and disorganized data. As I have said, that the data that is generated on the social media, like our WhatsApp groups, our chats, our emails, so they are all unstructured data, and it provides flexibility to store such unstructured data. It allows for unlimited flexibility when we query from the database. Like if I want to find out what a person has written to me on a chat and on which date, which time, how many media files, how many audio files, how many text files, documents that are being sent. So it is not that every user is using it in the same manner, and it provides flexibility to perform any kind of query. The methodology encourages experimental and exploration learning. Now, it reduces the cycle time between the data generation and the availability of actionable knowledge. That is why we can have many benefits of the schema-on-read ecosystem. So schema-on-read basically means that whenever there is a query, at that time only the schema will be created and it will be displayed. So now we have a comparison of schema-on-read and schema-on-write. Now on schema-on-read, we have the perspective data model that creates a static database scheme, transfer data into RDBMS and query the data using any SQL statements. Now, in the schema-on-read, descriptive data modeling is used. The copy of the native format is created. We have schema plus parser and query data in its native form using the ETL on fly. Okay, the new column must be added explicitly before new data can propagate into the system. But here in the schema-on-read, the new data keeps on adding, and whenever required at that time, we are querying the database and it is displayed. So if we have most of the known data, we should go for schema-on-read. But if we have many unknown data, then we have to go for schema-on-read, because this schema-on-write requires a structured data, whereas if the data is unstructured, then we can go for schema-on-read. So now what is recommended? It is always recommended that we use the hybrid scheme. That is, we use in the beginning, we start with the schema-on-read ecosystem, and wherever the data gets extended, there we can use the schema-on-read ecosystem. So we should have a hybrid, that is a combination of schema-on-read and schema-on-write. Thank you.